So Dodge recognizes that they have an inventory problem, and the inventory problem is too much inventory and not enough sales. So what do you do, right? You offer incentives to get people to come to your lots to buy the cars, and that's where power dollars, came into play. They brought that back. But there was a catch with the whole program. The power dollars only applied to the XXT on up to the RT. It did not include Scatpacks, Hellcats, any of the higher trim models at all, and a lot of people were not happy about that. However, Dodge is now offering incentives on Scatpacks and Hellcats and super stocks and jailbreaks, all of that, man. All the top of the line cars from Dodge now have incentives for you to come buy them. But it would not be Dodge if it didn't have a catch attached to it. Let's talk about this. Pretty much it's laughable. This has to be an April Fool's joke gone wrong or whatever. But let's talk about what's going on with this latest incentive for these top trim cars. Let's roll the video, drop the intro and all that type of stuff. Today's video is brought to you by CarLock, the world's best GPS tracking and alert system. With CarLock, you'll be able to get various alerts to monitor your car, such as vehicle movement, vehicle vibrations, engine starting. The unfortunate event that your CarLock gets disconnected, you will get an alert for that too. You can purchase your own CarLock by clicking on the link down below. That will give you a 10% discount on your CarLock purchase, as well as use my code to get a 14-day free trial with CarLock as well. Get you a CarLock. You deserve that peace of mind. Let's get into the video. YouTube family, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Thank y'all for tuning in so much, man. We do a lot of car stuff here, and if you like cars, you're in the right place for all of that, man. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and for those of you that have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for doing so much. But we will not hold you too long. Let's hop into today's video. You see the title and you see the thumbnail. So this whole 2023 last call year was supposed to be the year where these cars were supposed to be flying off the lots, and you were not supposed to be able to find these cars as easy as you are finding them. You pretty much right now can go to any Dodge dealership lot and find any trim of car that you want and be able to buy it. Of course, the main issue is that the prices are ridiculous. Dealers are still charging markups for these cars. They are being stubborn and not even wanting to move off the price of these cars, despite the fact that these cars have been sitting there so long they are collecting dust. This is not a joke. This is a dead up fact. These cars are collecting dust, and I'm not talking about the pollen. They're collecting dust. These lots are severely overflooded with inventory that they thought was going to be moved because this is the last year for these cars. Jokes on them, not happening. The dealership lots are slammed packed with last year's models. These models are pretty much obsolete to the car industry standards that, they're not moving. They have lots and lots full of cars that are last year's models, and we're almost halfway through the year. We're a few months from halfway through the year, and there are no signs that these cars are going to move. So what do you do? So the first thing Dodge has decided to do, and we talked about this in a previous video, they brought back power dollars, and a lot of you guys are familiar with power dollars. That was one of the best incentives that they ever came out with. The marketing behind that was genius. They're pretty much, the more horsepower you buy, the more you save on your car. And I know a lot of people that bought cars around that time because of the saving that you got. We were getting, people getting Scat packs. I mean, wide body Scat packs in the 30s and stuff like that. Really good sales and really good deals at the time for that. So they brought that back. But we know, unfortunately, the current power dollars, it didn't cover anything past the RT. And also, the power dollars was a program that, when I talked about in my last video, was going on for the month of February. It is now April, and guess what has happened with the power dollars program? It is still going on. Ever since February, they have extended out the power dollars for another month. So it went to end of February. They said you had to get the car before the end of February or you can't get power dollars. Okay, whatever. It went into March. Power dollars was still a thing. You have to get the car before the end of March to take advantage of power dollars. Okay, whatever. And now we're in April. Guess what they're saying? You have until the end of April to take advantage of power dollars. And I went over all the pricing breakdown and things like that. So pretty much that tells me if they are taking this power dollars incentive program, that they're literally paying you cash to come buy one of these cars. They say they set it for a certain month and they keep extending it out. That pretty much tells you no one cares about buying those particular cars. I'm not down in the cars. I had an RT, but no one's interested in buying those cars for the high price that they're going for right now. They're literally going for $40,000, almost $50,000 for RTs and GTs and XXCs out there. It's ridiculous. I mean, you're not coming out of dealership less than $40,000 for any of those cars, Charger or Challenger, which is kind of sad right now, given the fact people was getting Scatpacks for $30,000 a few years ago. But I know times have changed, whatever. But as I stated, the biggest gripe with the Power Dollars program, the whole incentive that they have going on, a lot of people hated the fact and did not like the fact that the Scatpacks, Hellcats, any of the higher trim cars were not included in that program when it first came back in February and when it's still out now. Those cars aren't included. However, Dodge is slowly bending a little bit here. Dodge is bending a little bit, and they are now offering incentives on their top dog cars. I'm talking the Scatpack, both narrow body and wide body, Hellcat, and we're talking the jailbreaks and all that type of stuff, and also the super stock, one of the rarest Challengers that they got, even rarer than the Demon. They are offering incentives for people to come buy these cars as we speak. However, there's a huge catch, and the catch for this, the way this thing is the way the whole incentive is set up, the whole cashback program is set up for these cars, it's got to be a joke. They cannot be serious that they're doing this the way they're doing this. But I'm gonna explain it to you, and I'm gonna let you be the judge of how absurd this is. And it's kind of a slap in the face if you ask me. I'm going to tell you how much money you're going to get off these cars. I'm going to tell you what qualifies. So for Chargers and Challengers, this is the money you're going to get off with the current offer that they have with these cars, right? For the Chargers, you would get, for Scatpacks on up, you would get $2,000 off or cash back for those particular cars. For the Challenger Scatpacks, now just for the Scatpacks, you're going to get $4,000 off both narrow body and the wide body. And anything above the Scatpack, you're going to get $2,000 off. So pretty much the Hellcat models, Red Eye, the Super Stock, all those, so you're going to get $2,000 off. So I'm going to start right there, and before I get into how you qualify for this amount off. First off, $4,000 off is decent for the Scatpacks. I mean, if you're getting a car, a Challenger, because it doesn't apply with the Charger. Charger's only $2,000 off. If you go with the Challenger, I mean, $4,000 off can bring the price down to maybe mid 40s, low 40s, depending on the trim and add-ons to the particular car. But $2,000 for the other cars is kind of maybe just really not a lot. And here's the reason why. A lot of these dealerships still have markups on their cars. A lot of these dealerships have these stupid dealership add-ons that they're added on and going to charge you even more for, like putting tint on the car, which you can go to most people maybe pay $200 for some tint, maybe not even that much, but they gotta have the nerve to charge you about $400, $500 for the tint or something stupid like that, right? Or like the ceramic coating that they put on the car, they're gonna charge you $5,000 for it when it's not really ceramic coated. Or low jack, they're gonna charge you maybe like $2,000 for low jack because these cars get stolen, so you need low jack. When CarLock is gonna give you the same thing for way cheaper than that. Make sure you check them out about on the top of the video. Those type of things. So $2,000 off for a lot of these cars isn't going to really move the needle. You're still going to end up paying more than the MSRP for these particular cars with the discount. But the discount is not even the laughable part. It's how Dodge is going about honoring the discounts and how you qualify for the discount. So I'm going to put the qualification on the screen here so you can read this with me, and this is directly from the website on how you qualify for this pretty much chump change off of these cars right now. Of course, it's got to be a 2023. And I'm gonna read it word for word, and you'll see it right here. Offer applies to select vehicles in dealership inventory tagged with the sales code 51J that were placed in courtesy transportation program service from March 15th to March 21st of 2024. Contact dealer for details. Must take retail delivery by 4/13. Dodge don't want to sell these cars, man. So pretty much the only cars that qualify for this amount of money off are cars that are in inventory that were placed in the courtesy transportation program, which I wasn't 100% sure what this was, but apparently it's like the loaner vehicle. Like if your car's in service or something, they give you a loaner vehicle or what have you, so you have a car to drive around in. Those cars that were placed in that service for that 1 week in March. I don't know what was going on with Dodge during that time frame, or why people needed to have a Scatpack or a Hellcat as a loaner vehicle. But those are the only vehicles that apply. And on top of that, you got to buy the car by next week. I think it's next week. Yeah, the 13th. Based on when I'm recording this video, you have to buy the car by next week. To be honest, like, how many courtesy transportation vehicles that were loaned out were Scatpacks and Hellcats? I mean, that's my understanding of a courtesy transportation service, is that it was those cars, right? How many? I don't recall dealerships loaning out those particular cars for customers. Every time I've heard about it, usually people are getting loaned like the V6s, the XXTs, stuff like that. They're getting loaned out like Jeep Compasses, like some of the compact SUVs, things of that nature. I've never, ever seen or heard in any sort of forum I've been on, in any sort of Facebook group I'm in, any sort of Reddit post I've seen, anything on YouTube. I have from other creators. I have not seen Dodge loaning out these particular cars. Now, maybe this means something else. Maybe these cars serve a different purpose. But the only thing I understood that these are cars that were loaned out for a short time frame during that week. I mean, not only that, the cars that have this discount are the loaner cars. They're only giving you like $2,000 off most of these cars. I mean, the car is essentially used at that point, right? It's a used car. So why are you only knocking off $2,000? I mean, I'm not sure how many miles the car is going to have on it, being a courtesy transportation vehicle. I'm not sure if this car was maybe only used by the dealership for certain things, or people at the dealership drove them around. I have no clue, like, how these cars were being used. So we have been asking, like I said, we've been asking for these incentives for these Hellcats and Scatpacks and stuff like that, and we got them, and this is how Dodge is going to try to move them, by doing them this manner. They're just going to ignore all the other hundreds of ones they have sitting on the lot and not trying to offer any sort of incentives to buy them, and they will continue to sit there and collect dust. Like I said, dealership that's by me, I showed it on the channel with all the cars they had sitting there bumper to bumper. Those cars are still there. They moved them around, so they're to the side now, so you don't really see them as clearly from the road, but they're still there. They're still there bumper to bumper, overflowing with old models, old last year models of Chargers and Challengers that they claimed were going to move and didn't move, and they don't want to give discounts on them. So here we are. So that is going to wrap up today's video, man. Let me know what you guys think on the latest incentive to buy a Scatpack or a Hellcat that has been in the customer transportation service. I mean, I have no clue who would have these cars in the transportation service. Like, I don't know who owned them, who drove them around. I'm like, who had a super stop like in this transportation service? I don't know, right? So and there may be something else with it I missed. I didn't see it. Only thing I saw was that's the only thing I saw. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you made it this far, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We want you around for the long haul. I'm going to get out this car. It's getting kind of warm in here for sure. We will catch you on the next video. We're out. Cut it.